This 100-acre, $650 million landfill is being dug out and licensed to be filled with radioactive and hazardous waste, including contaminated debris, equipment, and soil, part of a multi-billion-dollar cleanup of the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant, or PORTS, a massive Cold War facility in Pike County that for decades enriched uranium for America's nuclear bombs. The U.S. Department of Energy, or DOE, which oversees ports, insists when completed and capped in 2030, this cutting-edge landfill will seal in the radioactive and toxic threat for up to 1,000 years. But the mayor of the nearby village of Piketon, Billy Spencer, says there were cracks in that plan from the time the landfill was proposed.
The bedrock was fractured.
In DOE's own studies, fractures to the bedrock below the landfill are repeatedly noted. That's important because while the landfill has layers including a liner, compressed clay, and pipes to carry leach water away, the bedrock under the landfill serves as a last line of defense to stop contamination from seeping into aquifers below. In its findings, DOE states the bedrock fractures aren't deep enough to present a risk, writing, at depths greater than 20 feet, the bedrock was found to be intact with no fractures or cracks. After DOE held an official groundbreaking for the new landfill in 2016, Mayor Spencer, along with the village council, began asking questions. You jump in and say, wait a minute.
Yep, we did a resolution and we sent it to DOE, and all we asked for was give us some information.
But the mayor says DOE never responded.
No information, no contact. They really just kind of blacked us out.
So the mayor and council decided to do their own digging, hiring the Ferguson Group, a strategic consulting firm out of Washington, D.C., to conduct an independent investigation.
Her whole assignment from us was to basically find out the truth.
In this report, published on June 21st, 2017, a much different picture beneath the landfill emerged. The Ferguson Group found fractures running deeper than 20 feet in approximately 50% of the land area of the landfill, in some cases as deep as 77 feet, raising serious questions about how groundwater flow and contaminant transport occur in fractured bedrock.
The bedrock is fractured, and it's just too wet here.
The findings led to a stunning conclusion that the fractures could cause a release of radioactive and hazardous waste to the groundwater and surface water. The recommendation from Ferguson and Piketon was clear, writing in the report, "We respectfully request DOE find alternative remedies for disposal of wastes from the port site." In other words, the village of Piketon asked DOE to stop building the landfill. And you heard nothing back?
Crickets, nothing.
So they didn't care?
They just didn't care, and they don't care to this day. I believe that.
I sent a lengthy email to DOE with in-depth questions about issues raised by the Ferguson report. A spokesperson wrote back, stating DOE's environmental management plans to dispose of the vast majority of the site's radioactive inventory outside of the state of Ohio, adding, the Portsmouth on-site waste disposal facility provides a safe means to dispose of waste, such as building debris and lightly contaminated soil. The short statement did not answer my many other questions about the fractures and if they could allow contamination of water sources. Many others here in this small county say they don't get answers either. Did they listen to you?
No, they didn't.
Community activists like Gina Doyle say they were met with the same silence.
They don't care. They don't care what the public thinks.
Even DOE's former Assistant Secretary of Environmental Management, Ann White, who was in charge of nationwide cleanup, says a radioactive landfill at ports was a bad idea. Should that landfill have ever been built?
My opinion, no.
But White, who was appointed in 2018, says she arrived too late to stop it.
By the time I was there, we were in too deep, and the nugatory costs could not be overcome.
While Mayor Spencer says Piketon couldn't continue to fight the federal government, he now worries radioactive and other toxic waste now being dumped at the landfill will eventually contaminate water that Piketon and countless communities tap.
I think at some point this will be an environmental disaster.
Dwayne Pullman, Local 12 News.